Game of Thrones is over, which means it's Monday, and that means it's time for a brand new episode of Monday Musings. Let's get started. Last night was the series finale of Game of Thrones. It was also WWE's Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I've got thoughts on both. Non-spoiler, I'll let you know in a minute when I get to the spoilers, but non-spoiler, Game of Thrones. I was not completely satisfied with the outcome of this series finale, or of this entire season, at least the second half of it, the way things played out. I'm not going to go as far as to sign any kind of petition and be inconsiderate and disrespectful of an entire crew and millions of dollars that went into this production and ask them to reshoot the whole thing, because that's just nonsensical. But I will say that I wish things had played out a little bit differently. I am glad that some characters that I liked did make it to the end, and some of them that I liked did not. That's all I can say. Non-spoiler. As far as Money in the Bank goes, non-spoiler, it didn't go as I had hoped either. I did a prediction article on ComicFrontline.com of what I thought was going to happen in the matches, and I will say that out of the 11 matches, I got 4 correct, and I was very wrong on some of them. So overall, I mean, not because I was wrong, but because I didn't like the way certain things played out. It wasn't my favorite pay-per-view. It was kind of very middle of the road for me, unfortunately, which I'll get into that after Game of Thrones. But let's get into some spoilers, because that's what you guys want to hear, right? But if you haven't seen Game of Thrones or Money in the Bank, you want to pause and come back here, because I am going to spoil some stuff. So here we go. Spoilers, full on. Game of Thrones. Now, I kind of saw the writing on the wall like everybody else that by the end Daenerys was going to have to die, right? The way that it happened, I was not entirely pleased with, because for one, Arya didn't get to kill Cersei, and she didn't get to kill anybody with green eyes, and I felt like she needed to kill Daenerys after what she saw on the ground as the dragon was tearing through the city and all the people were suffering and all this stuff. It made sense that Arya would be the one to take that into her hands, and then Jon would ascend to the throne. Now, I know some people are saying that it's fitting for Jon to go off into the wild. They kind of play that up, that that's where he belongs. I don't necessarily believe that. I know he never wanted the throne, and I know he loved Daenerys, but it just, his turn on her came very abruptly. And then the way the whole thing was wrapped up was just like, oh, business as usual, back to normal. Things are the same. And Brant ascending the throne, I didn't even have a problem with that, really. It seemed too easy. And then it made him kind of look like a jerk, because he's just sitting back, not telling anybody anything, knowing that all along he's going to be the king. And that's that. And Sansa gets what she wants. She's not made queen of the realm, so what does she do? She takes her ball and goes home and makes the North its own kingdom and becomes its ruler. And then Jon, after everything he's been through, he loses the woman he loves, and he's sent back to the Night's Watch again. And it's like, some people think that's fitting. I think it's awful. Poor Jon. He's basically the savior of the entire world, and yet he's going off to live in the wild, abandoning his post, by the way. I don't know. I just didn't like the way things played out at all with this series finale, and the last half of this season just was disappointing for me personally. I'm glad Tyrion survived. I'm glad Jon survived. I'm glad Sam survived, and Arya. But, I'm sad that Dany had to die the way that she did, in the arms of the man that she loved, and just quickly and abruptly, and without realizing her wrongs. And just, it's like, I understand the reasoning for it, but at the same time, it's like, man, after everything, after following her journey, and I understand that she became ruthless, and when she said that nobody else gets a choice, you could see it click in John's eyes, and I understand that she had to be taken out, and I hate it because I love Daenerys, and I wish she had been able to see reason, but it is what it is. I'm not happy with Sansa being the ruler of anything. She's basically like Cersei. I don't think she's leadership material, personally. And we don't know what happens with the dragon. Brant just says, I'll go find the dragon, and then you never hear anything else about it. Tyrion's the hand of the king, just running business as usual, and Jon's riding off in the sunset, and Arya's sailing off into the sunset, and it's just, okay, whatever. So, yeah, that's that. Going on to Money in the Bank. The ones I got right were Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. I got that one. I predicted that one right. I predicted Tony Nese, and that was supposed to be on the kickoff show and ended up being on the main card, which is fine. Unfortunately, they put a Lars Sullivan match on there. I think he's incredibly overrated. Don't like him. Wish he would just go away. Let's see, what else did I get right? Becky Lynch beating Lacey Evans. I got it right, but the order of things I completely messed up. I kind of like the way it played out. I didn't expect Bayley to win the Money in the Bank, but once she did, I was glad that she cashed in and won and all that stuff, so that was cool. I was not happy with the 8th entrant in the men's ladder match, because it pretty much just guarantees that Brock Lesnar is going to be the champ again, and he is going to be the same kind of champion where he disappears for 3 months at a time and only depends on pay-per-views, and it's just boring. It's the same old still crap, and I want something different. I want something new. So that's not what we're getting here. I predicted Kofi would win, of course, and he did. And I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, the tag, the Smack. No, I got that one wrong. The SmackDown tag titles I got wrong. The Usos actually won those. So that was interesting. That's going to be very interesting going forward, since they're Raw superstars and they had the SmackDown titles. Yeah, so, and Shane winning again? It's so many missteps with this pay-per-view, I felt. I thought there were some really good matches. AJ and Rollins, they put on a clinic. They put on a classic match. Match of the year contendership there. I thought it was a fantastic match. And it ended the only way it could right now. You know, you're going to have that revenge match of, you know, Brock Lesnar cashing in and getting the title back, and then that whole thing. And maybe AJ gets another shot at Brock. Maybe he beats him this time. I don't know. I don't know what they have planned for the future, but some interesting stuff. And now you further that feud along with Becky and Lacey, and she can put her full focus on Raw, which is what I thought was going to happen all along anyway. So, yes. Some decent outcomes, but overall just kind of disappointing. It was kind of a disappointing evening. So those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments below. And please, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe and notification bell so you get updates on all the content going up to this channel. And you can follow me at Brant Fowler on Facebook and Twitter, at Last Number Press on Instagram. Check out all the links in the description below for giveaway updates over on Frontline and various things. But thanks for watching. Until next time, be good. Bye.